thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video. In most cases, literature and research tend to identify learning as a way to absorb information. That means that most of the tasks usually associated with studying are about retention and taking in information. Retention tasks include highlighting, reading, and reviewing notes. Basically, these are passive activities that you can use to get in contact with the data firsthand. However, there is more to information consolidation than passively taking in the data. Back in summer, we've discussed short and long-term memory, and we figured out that to transfer information from your short-term memory to your long-term memory, you need to rehearse the information through a so-called rehearsal loop, or a maintenance rehearsal loop. If this doesn't happen, the data is lost from your short-term memory and your mind. According to the retrieval practice method, the rehearsal loop isn't very fond of passively taking in data or information. Actually, a good rehearsal loop is based on the retrieval practice, which is all about active learning and strategic consolidation of data. Two cognitive psychological scientists put this bluntly. Having the information right in front of us doesn't force us to retrieve it from memory. Instead, it allows us to trick ourselves into thinking we know something. That is the real problem of passive learning. You are never really able to assess your true knowledge on a subject, since revisiting the topics visually will make you think you know what you're reading about, while you actually don't really know. Your brain is making almost zero effort, but learning and consolidation should actually require a lot from your brain. So if you think you're taking it easy, maybe you're doing it wrong. Retrieval practice is basically the act of taking information out of your short-term memory into some external process that allows you to take it back into your brain, into your long-term memory. Well, and if this sounds confusing, here's an example. You read a chapter from your textbook. This information is stored in your short-term memory. It's there, but it won't last long. While that information is in your short-term memory, you pick up a sheet of paper and start writing down a mind map while information is still fresh. You start from the topic you remember, and then you write down more words and concepts. You tie them together, expanding the tree of knowledge into a bigger format. You're doing this from your memory instead of looking at your textbook and your notes. You remember this information because you know it. That mind map is the result of your retrieval practice. What first started as a weak memorization effort grew a lot stronger when you dumped all of that data into your mind map from memory. You internalized the information and then you externalized it. The externalization process reinforced your memory. Remember the rehearsal loop? That is a rehearsal loop. The more rehearsal loops you engage in, the better you'll memorize a specific topic. So, common tools of retrieval practice are mind maps, writing everything you know on a particular topic, creating a fake presentation or lecture on a topic, engaging in think, share, pair exercises in which you basically think about a question and share it with someone else and discuss it, using flashcards via the Lightner system, and here's a video on that method, using the copy and cover method, which is basically covering your textbook, notes, or materials with your hand or paper, attempt to recall, and then uncover to check whether you're right. You can also solve practice tests and other exercises. So you may ask now, is this the ultimate study method? Well, no, and that's because the ultimate study method doesn't exist. Although many studies point to retrieval practice as being a great way to improve someone's study routine, other studies have a more difficult time finding its advantages in comparison to other active forms of studying, like rewriting notes. As always, and as with any study method or technique, the goal is to be aware of whether a specific method fits you, not the other way around. Compare using retrieval practice with other methods you use. Is it really more efficient? Can you memorize things better or save time studying for a test? You can journal this progress or simply try to be aware of what works for you or not while you're studying for an assignment or exam. Speaking of exams, if you need help preparing for this semester's exams, you should definitely check out Ellie's class, and you can do it for completely free by grabbing your Skillshare trial. After you finish this class, you have a bunch of other really interesting stuff you can watch for the rest of the trial, like Thomas Frank's 2 masterclasses, and classes on any other topic you may think of. You usually have those online courses for like more than $100 for 1 or 2 hours of classes, and then you have Skillshare, which gives you access to its entire library of thousands of classes for less than $10 a month. And even if you're not willing to start paying that price per month, that's not a problem, because for a limited time, the first 1,000 people using the link in my description box will get you a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. Using this promo code also tells Skillshare that you came from my channel, which is always nice if you enjoy my content and want to keep supporting this study corner. After watching Ali's class, if you're still curious about retrieval practice, I suggest you head over to retrievalpractice.org, where you can find a lot of multi-language guides on this particular topic, available for you to download, as well as a bunch of other useful information about studying. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys!